So allow us to begin our Erev Rosh Hashanah with the beautiful sounds of our choir. Thank you so much. One other brief reminder, too, to please turn your cell phones to the silent position so we can continue throughout the entire evening to listen to the beautiful sounds and the music that we are going to create together as one sacred kahal. And for those of you who are streaming into our services, we welcome you. We are so glad that you are joining us. Davi, hi, honey. I know you're streaming too. So it's great to have all of you. I've been in contact with different people who, from around the country, who do stream in with us regularly, and I'm glad that you're joining us again, so thank you all. Allow us to turn into page 7 in our Machzorim. Summer's gone, nights grow cold. These are the days of awe. The shofar blows with bread in hand down to the sea. We take time, give thanks, and cast our sadness free, that we may start fresh, that we may come clear, that we may know sweetness and peace throughout the year, that we may find love where we need it most, and open our hearts and hands and draw each other close. A day to fast and count the ways we've promised and fallen short. We meet each other's gaze. Begin again, life won't wait. Time turns and we return and walk on through the gates. Under the moon, a roof of trees, we bring in the harvest. Beneath the stars we eat. And sing for joy, make ourselves strong. We'll reap what we've sown, may it last all year long. That we may start fresh, that we may come clear, that we may know sweetness and peace throughout the year, that we may find love where we need it most, and open our hearts and hands and draw each other close. As we turn to page 11, it is my honor to call forward the president of our sisterhood, our women of Temple Beth Sholom, Lori Glaske, as we will be lighting our candles for Yom Tov on page 11. Shana Tova. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to our sisterhood. Each of you bring such light to our congregation and to our community, and so we are truly, truly blessed by you. So if you will kindly light for us our candles. We turn to page 15. At the new moon, at the full moon, for our feast day, sound the shofar. For that is the law of Israel, the way of the God of Jacob. Hallelujah, beteka shofar. Praise God with the blast of the shofar. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai, shomea kol truat amo Yisrael barachamim. Blessed are you in our lives, Adonai. You hear with love the shofar, true voice of your people Israel. Tekiah.
Hineni heyani mimaas nivrash v'nifchad mipachad yoshev tehilot Yisrael bati la'amod u'lechanein lefanecha al amcha Yisrael asher shelachuni אף על פי שאיני חדאי והגון לכך, על כן אבקשך, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, Adonai, Herachum v'chadun, Elohim, Shaddai Hayom v'nohora, Heyena matzliach darki, Asher ani holech la'amod ulevakesh rachamim, ulevakesh rachamim alai ve'al sholachai.
Page 19. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Yehi ratzon shenizkeh livruchotecha bishnat 5,778 Elohei olam, barech otanu ve'et kol beit Yisrael bechidush yameinu, besimcha u'shalom, b'nehama u'v'ometz lev, b'chilutz atzamot, u'vruach etana. Yehi piri sifatenu, mekubal v'ratzui milfanecha, bifros Hashanah hachadasha, la'ad modim anachnu lach, al matnat hachayim. Our God and God of our ancestors, may we know your blessings in the year 5778. Eternal One, bless us and the whole house of Israel with renewed life, happiness, and peace, comfort and courage, resilience and strength. May the words of our heart be acceptable to you. In the new year that stretches before us, we are forever grateful for the gift of life. Page 20, Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach,
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim B'chokhmah Poteach She'arim U'vitvuna Meshaneh Itim U'machalif et Hazmanim U'mesader et HaKochavim B'mishmerotehem B'rakia Kirtzono Borei Yom V'Layla Golel Or Mipnei Choshech V'choshech Mipnei Or Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch alenu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. So we continue on page 24. Love beyond all space and time. Your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, for you are blessed, the one who loves your people, Yisrael. Shema. we continue chanting together, page 28, Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. As we continue on page 33, to break the bonds of anger, to be generous of heart, to break the bonds of shame, to live with self-respect, to break the bonds of envy, to serve one another in joy, to break the bonds of boredom, to be attentive to all God's gifts, to break the bonds of fear, to live with courage and strength, to untie the knots of betrayal, to love with fullness of being, to break the bonds of loneliness, to receive a hand of hope, to break the bonds of self-centeredness, to extend a hand of help. Released from the darkness, our people found their freedom at the sea, and we pray for liberation at the dawning of this year. As we continue, page 34, Mi Chamocha. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה לי ענו ואמרו ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגדלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני ברוך שמו גא ישראל
We continue on page 37. Darkness settles slowly across the horizon. The new year rises before us, its fragile moon awaiting our embrace. Heaven and earth entwine in their annual dance of recreation. A fissure appears in the firmament tonight, an entranceway into new beginnings. Beyond the swales, the sea expands and contracts, keeping time to the thrumming of the universe. Under this Rosh Hashanah sky, the path before us is uncertain. All we can do is hold each other tight as we make our way home. Chatzi Kaddish, page 40.
יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחיי חון וביום חון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, במהרה. יתברך וישתבח, ויפעל ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא. לעילא ולעילא, מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא ואמרו
So we rise now for our Amidah, page 44, asking God, Adonai, Sifatai Tita, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai, open our lips, that our mouths may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Baruch Shemo Eloheinu Ve'Elohei Avotenu Ve'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה חוזר, מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך שמו, מגן אברהם וזרעת שרה. אמן, אמן.
The middle of page 46. Your life-giving power is forever, Adonai, with us in life and in death. You liberate and save, cause dew to descend, and with mercy abundant lovingly nurture all life. From life to death, you are the force that flows without end. You support the falling, heal the sick, free the imprisoned and confined. You are faithful even to those who rest in the dust. Power beyond power, from whom salvation springs, sovereign over life and death, who is like you? Merciful God, who compares with you? With tender compassion you remember all creatures for life. Faithful and true, worthy of our trust, You sustain our immortal yearnings. In you we place our undying hopes. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol, wellspring of blessing, power eternal. You are the one who gives and renews all life. Page 49. And so in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder. Perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive, we bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name.
תהילה ליראיך ותקווה לדורשך ופתחון פה למייחלים לך ובכן תן כבוד. אתה ונורא שמך ואין אלוה מבלעדיך ככתוב ויגבה אדוני צבאות במשפט והאל הקדוש נקדש בצדקה ברוך אתה אדוני המלך הקדוש.
Page 54. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה את יום הזיכרון הזה, יום תרועה מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים. Our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness, together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel. May we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and for peace, on this day of remembrance. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova. Amen. Ufokdeinu vo livracha. Amen. V'hoshienu vo lechayim. Amen. Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for you reign with grace and compassion.
Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Meloch al kol ha'olam kulo, V'chodecha v'hinaseh al kol ha'aretz bikarecha ve'ofa bahadar geyon uzecha al kol tevel atzecha וידע כל פעול כי אתה פעלתו ויבין כל יד צור כי אתה לצרתו ויאמר כל אשר נשמה ואפו אדוני אלוהי ישראל המלך ומלכותו בכל משלה ברוך אתה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל, ויום הזיכרון.
The top of page 59. Help me to serve you truly, with purity of heart. When I hear hateful or degrading speech, let me focus on good words and worthy thoughts. When my worst instincts cause me torment, teach me to care for myself and for others. In rough waters and misfortune, let me harbor patience and strength. Make my soul a sanctuary, that your light may dwell within me. Align all my acts in pursuit of goodness, so may I be a vessel of holiness serving you with purity and truth. Page 60.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ve'amecha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tikabel u'tehil ratzon Tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael Amecha El karov lechol kore'av Penei el avadecha v'choneinu Shefar ruchacha aleinu v'techezena eineinu v'shuvecha l'tzion
Page 62. God who is ours, God of all generations, to you we are grateful forever. Rock and protector of our lives, your saving power endures from age to age. We thank you and tell the tale of your praise, your power in our lives, your caring for our souls, the constant miracle of your kindness, morning, noon, and night. We call you goodness, for your compassion never ends. We call you mercy, for your love has no limit. We call you hope, now and for all time. Page 64. And for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised. Our gratitude a daily offering until the end of time. Inscribe your covenant partners for a life of goodness, and may all life resound with gratitude and faith in praise of your name. God, you free us and strengthen us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'cha na'el hodot. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל ספר חיים ברכה ושלום. ברכה ושלום ברכה ושלום ייזכר ונכתב לפניך אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל.
We continue now with the words of our heart's silent meditation. יהיו לרצון, יהיו לרצון, אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. יהיו לרצון, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, We continue on page 74. Avinu Malkeinu, strong was the faith of generations before us. In exile they proclaimed enduring hope. In the shadow of persecution they affirmed a transcendent love and compassion. Ours is a different age, less confident and certain, more tentative in its trust. There are many who say to the works of their hands, "You are our gods." But when our worship centers on our own creations, we feel less gratitude, more doubt and despair. This is the paradox of our spiritual lives. We grow smaller in self-exaltation, nobler when we reach for you. On this night of return, let us find the humility to come close to you and open ourselves to your presence. For you are absent only when we fail to make room for you in our hearts, distant only when we turn away from you. Now, as others have done before us, let us overcome doubt and speak these words of affirmation. We call you Avinu. As loving parent, forgive our wrongs and failings. Accept us in our human frailty. We call you Malkeinu. As sovereign of our souls, help us rise from our brokenness to build a world of shalom. To this vision, we offer ourselves anew. Please rise. Avinu Malkeinu ein lanu melech ela ata. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, you alone are our sovereign. Avinu Malkeinu, lema'ancha rachem aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, for your sake, show us mercy.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh imanu lema'an shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, shlach refuah shlema lecholei amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, bring healing and wholeness to the ill among us.
Avinu Malkeinu, kara ro'a gazar dinenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, allay the harshness of the decree against us.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer geula v'shu'ah.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption and renewal.
Avinu Malkeinu, zochrenu b'zichron tov lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember our goodness and call it to mind.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lemancha v'hoshi'enu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake and save us.
Avinu Malkeinu, shma kolenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, chatanu lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, chamol alenu va'al olalenu v'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, kaleh dever v'cherev v'ra'av me'alenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, call the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu, kaleh kotzar umastin me'alenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, call the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer chayim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, chadesh alenu shana tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu va'anenu, ki en banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshi'enu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshi'enu. Avinu Malkeinu, chonenu v'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu,
Who are you? I know you want to sing the song, don't you? I know I do. Who are you? Who? We've been doing that all week. In many ways, it's a very easy answer to a question. Okay, at least on the surface. You meet someone new, you extend your hand, and you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Rabbi Cohen. Or, hi, I'm Heidi, depending on the situation. Okay, so am I Rabbi? Am I Heidi? Who am I at that moment? Well, actually, I'm both. Sometimes there are two very distinct and very dependent identities given upon the situation. When I'm doing something with the congregation, I'm Rabbi. Even laser tag with our teens. But when the kippah's off, I'm Heidi. And actually, when I'm at home, I'm Ima. Wow, this is a lot more complicated than I thought. So who am I? Well, I guess it comes down to perspective, considering the many facets of my life. Well, actually, of each of our lives. And I haven't even gotten to all the other names which I identify myself and my life. Okay, so I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an aunt, I'm a niece, I'm a cousin, granddaughter, a teacher, runner, in so many ways, a counselor and friend. Identity is really complicated. And while perhaps it can also be overly simplistic. In fact, one definition that we see in the dictionary says, the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. Yeah, that's no help. So tonight, instead of trying to fully define identity and solve the ultimate question of who are you, we're going to explore identity in the following ways. First, who are we as Jews? Then who are we in relation to others? And finally, who are we to ourselves? So this seems like an obvious place to start, considering tonight we begin a new year, and here we are celebrating Rosh Hashanah. Over the next 10 days, we're going to examine our lives in deeper and more meaningful ways. We hear these questions each time we gather at this season, but they are nonetheless valid this year as last. What have I done this past year? What have been the challenges we needed to overcome? What have been our successes and what have been our failures? What goals will we set for ourselves for the coming year? As this season serves as an accounting of our year and our lives, we must further ask, are we happy with the direction our lives are taking? And what changes do we hope to make as we move from one year to the next? This is a time for setting a new course. And perhaps the ultimate question, if you're not happy, what changes are you going to make so that you can start to find your happiness? As we gather together tonight, we do so as members of the Jewish community. But how is our Jewish identity shaped? For most of us, we are immigrants, or certainly close to descendants of immigrants. We've been in the United States for no more than a few generations at best, and as such, our Jewish identity has been shaped by a model of living as a minority group, hoping to connect with one another, to maintain the last vestige of those beautiful traditions our ancestors brought here, of course, giving to them new life and modern significance. But our hopeful purpose in connection to our faith is to not fully assimilate and lose the Jewish heritage ingrained within us. It was common that when we moved to a new community, the first thing we did was join a synagogue in order that we might create that Jewish connection. The hope then would be to observe even the most common rituals, personally observing Shabbat by lighting candles, attending Shabbat services, fasting on Yom Kippur, enjoying a Passover Seder, and supporting Israel. And while I'd like to presume that this is the case for most of you gathered here this evening, the fact is, in 2017, this is no longer the presumptive norm for how an increasing number of Jews express their Jewish identity. Many, when moving to a new community, do not look for a synagogue right away, or even at all. We can see this here in Orange County, where 85% of Jews do not affiliate with a congregation or with any Jewish institution. Of course, how we choose to identify ethnically and religiously, that's personal. We pick from an a la carte menu of rituals and observances that we understand as Jewish because we see them as Jewish things to do, or aspects of life that could be done in a Jewish way. And even what used to be considered secular, donating to hospitals, symphonies, or universities, we have rationalized this as contributing to the enhancement of cultural and educational opportunities. And we have said, these are Jewish actions. This is tzedakah. And yes, while those are forms of tzedakah, they are not supporting our Jewish institutions. We also define our Jewish identity at different times throughout our lives, instead of throughout our entire life. Our Jewish identity is connected to important life moments. Many parents will finally join a congregation after they have children, and they want to enroll them in religious school in order to put them on the path toward becoming bar or bat mitzvah. Or perhaps, as our children grow up, leave us with that empty nest syndrome, and we are left to struggle with our own search for spirituality. And of course, when we're in the midst of a major life cycle moment, such as the death of a loved one, then we seek out Jewish community to help us at that moment. We affiliate because at that moment, it meets our needs. We take what we need from the community, from the institution, from the professionals on our terms, according to our schedule, and only as long as we think we need it for that specific event. But no more, and without any personal commitment to give back so that those places and those people might be there to help others in their times of need. So this becomes the challenge. How can we change and meet the needs of a very fluid Jewish community? This is not such an easy question to answer, and it requires conversation between both the institutions and the individuals. I know that many have said, there's nothing there for me. Our challenge as a synagogue is, sure, we can create a lot of programming, and we do, but if at the end of the day people are still saying there's nothing for me, the question we have is, so what are you looking for? What do you want? Again, the identity question is put back on the individual. We're not mind readers. And while we can create programs, I'd rather build a relationship with each and every single person and make sure that we create programs or experiences that meet everyone where they are at that moment. This means that we have to build communication avenues and be willing to enter into dialogue. If it's only one-sided, then it doesn't work. So how can we create Jewish moments for events that are meaningful today? Where are you in your life? What needs do you have? What are you celebrating? In what ways are you suffering? What are your talents, and how might you share them? What are your interests, and how can others help nurture them? So, who are you as a Jew? What do you need at this moment in your life? Let's face it, we no longer live in an age where Jews are forbidden entrance to the general social scene. We no longer need our own space for dances and dinners and shows. We are welcome, thank God, everywhere. But does that diminish the need for Jewish community to be together as a Jewish community? Or do we simply need to work harder at it because our needs have changed? So how do you want to connect with others in the Jewish community? Is it small groups or larger events with lots of people? What are the conversations that you want to have? How do you want to build your spiritual identity? I know that there are as many answers as there are people in this room, and I hope I get to hear as many responses. I need us to engage in these conversations together. And as you will hear at Yom Kippur, there are going to be opportunities for one type of small group conversation. And we're going to create more. Maybe even at Starbucks, Coffee Bean, or hey, how about a microbrewery? Jewish identity might be an easier question to tackle. Okay, so now let's tackle the larger identity question. Who are you? Our identity, much like our Jewish identity, is shaped by our memories and our history. And while there might be moments in our lives that we would like to run away from, we know we can't. Like Jonah, who we are going to read about on Yom Kippur, he tried to run away from his identity and from his calling. He fled on a ship in hopes that no one, not even God, would find him, and he could live his life somewhere else. It was his hope that no one should know what he was destined to do. And if he could only run so far away, he could start over and the slate would be wiped clean. But we know from the story we can't hide from God or from our past or from what we are destined to do. Unlike Jonah, we have to recognize that life is about knowing our vulnerabilities. It is about being transparent, about creating connections with others. Our success in life rests on our ability to be vulnerable, put ourselves out there. How willing are you to be transparent and let people know what your goals are? And what's holding you back? What are you working on? What roadblocks have you hit along the way? Where do you hope to be in a few years, and why are you afraid you might not get there? Success lies in discovering our true identity, our inner selves, and unlocking the potential within to fulfill our life goals. And to do this, we must begin to build relationships. Too often, we believe we have to do things on our own. We don't want to rely on anybody else. We don't like to feel incapable. We certainly don't want others to believe we are. But if we open ourselves up to others and work to create a trusted bond with them, the connections we nurture might actually come to enhance our lives, enrich our journeys, and give meaning to our days. Building deeper relationships is essential to all we do and who we are as human beings. True. Relationship building takes time and effort, but it can pay off in so many ways, not just in fulfilling our goals, but in fulfilling and filling our souls. As you develop these relationships, make sure to listen to the other person's story. Every person has a story that's complex, that's meaningful, through good times and even challenging. These stories build who we are and shape the direction we might move. Take the time to listen take the time to cultivate these relationships. Finally, our identity is shaped by how we care for ourselves. I left this for last because honestly, the final point is the one that's going to be best remembered. As we shape our identity, we have to consider who we are and how we are experiencing life. Most of us are busy beyond busy. We're running at a pace more hectic than ever before, and we're just trying to keep up with life and all that we are expected to do and all the expectations that we put on ourselves. We thought technology would help us stay more connected, accomplish more by making ourselves more accessible, and make our work more accessible. But if anything, technology has added to the pressures of getting everything done at a faster pace than any other generation before ours. But let me point something out. For all that technology has given to us, the one we fail to use more than any other is the pause button. It's on nearly every single piece of technology we own. We can pause a video, a slideshow, an editing session, anything. We can pause a recording, a phone call, and even an online order. But we never think to pause life. What would that even look like? What would be our pause? I believe it could be the time we take to strategize, plan, evaluate, dream. But rather than pause, too many of us, too often, run our lives on fast forward. Every responsibility placed upon us has become urgent. The to-do lists and the emails that we feel must be addressed right now. This urgency has even replaced those basic bodily needs. You know, that feeling of, wow, I have to go to the bathroom. But then something happens that we have to take care of, and boom, the urge is gone. It's not until the end of the day when we realize, whoa, oh boy, I never went. Julie Funt, humorist, author, and yes, daughter of Candid Camera's Alan Funt, says that urgency is 100% exertion and 0% thoughtfulness. Think about those parts of our day that we spend on responding to email. We allow it to break up our day, and before we know it, we've gotten nothing done. If we don't give ourselves the time to pause, then we commit ourselves to worshiping the false god of busyness. If we want to think and create, then yes, I know how counterproductive this sounds, but we actually have to create time for our minds to be idle. Embracing the pause is going to allow us to fill our bodies with more oxygen. Reboot our brains so that we can be more productive, be more innovative, and strategize more efficiently. Pause is the white space in our day, but it's not meditation. That's a disciplinary exercise for your mind to focus for that hour. It's not mind wandering, when your mind kind of slips away without your permission. And it's not mindfulness, when you take your senses and your energy and you put it all into one thing. That's not what it is. Pause is when we allow ourselves the space to think the unthunk thought. There are no rules, no goals for this activity, just that we take the time to do it. But this is a gift that's so hard to give ourselves. There are so many pressures coming at us that we don't want to take this time for our own pause. These are pressures of tasks from work, from home, the pressures of what's going on in our world, from the economy to natural disasters, to even our government. But the greatest pressure comes from us. There are 4 main drivers that fuel our overload: information, drive, excellence, and activity. Information, drive, excellence, and activity. On the surface, each of these helps us to become our very best every single day. Without any one of them, we might be lost, and frankly, without purpose. But at the same time, any one of them can turn on us. When information becomes over-influencing, and in our pursuit of massive quantities of data, we are no longer able to distinguish between fact and fiction. When drive becomes overdrive, and we find ourselves pursuing an end goal that is simply unattainable. When excellence clouds us into believing we need to be perfect. When activity becomes overexertion, and our bodies become taxed beyond healthy limits. What are we doing to ourselves? How can we pause? How can we take a step back, examine who we are, who we have become? How did we allow this to happen to us? And what can we do about it? I have an idea. In fact, I've already given it to you. Information, drive, excellence, activity. IDEA. Got it? There you go. So what's the big idea? We can turn these drivers around and not allow them to control us if we just rethink them. Consider whether there's anything I can let go of, and then let it go. Decide when you've already made something good, and then stop trying to perfect it. Ask yourself what information you really need to know. And consider what activity truly deserves attention. In shaping our lives, we sometimes get so overwhelmed and buried under all the work that we forget what is really important in life. We miss out on sacred and holy moments, time with our family, with our friends, with our community, because we think our identity is anchored by our success. So I recently heard a story about a woman who was working so hard on so many different projects that she needed to take care of over a weekend before that next list of to-dos was going to land on her desk on Monday. As she worked, she got a call from her parents who invited her to join them on a drive in the country. So she told them, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, I can't do it, but you know what? She encouraged her husband and her kids to go on this drive and to spend the time with their grandparents. They all had a great time. They went out to the country, they found a great place to eat, they played, they laughed, they came home, they were exhausted. And later that evening, they so shared those stories of a wonderful time spent together. A couple of days later, the woman's phone rang. It was her mom. Her dad had suddenly died of a heart attack. She was obviously devastated by losing her father so quickly. But what she realized was that she missed out on a moment. She made the choice to work and not go on the drive with her family. Sure, she got her to-do list down some, but she missed a sacred moment that was more important than she could have ever expected. And there was no getting that moment back. How many of us have missed that ride? How many times have we said, I've got too much to do, and we've stayed at our offices at our home, or online in order to get it all done? How many of us let the work overtake us so much that we fail to pause? We have to build more white space in our lives so that when the ride comes to our door, that we go and we don't miss a moment. When Moses asked God, "How am I to tell Pharaoh and the people who you are?" God replied, "Eheyeh asher eheyeh." I am that I am, or even, I am that I will be. As we are created in God's image, we are all that we are. Our identity is based on our history and our connections to our past. Our identity is connected to our memories that we can't run away from. Our identity is inextricably tied to our connections to our Jewish and spiritual self and to our Jewish community. And our identity is connected to what we do in our lives and how we live life. Do we create enough moments to pause? Do we insert enough white space in our day to allow us to think the unthunk thought? Do we create enough space to allow ourselves to say yes to the ride when it comes? Who are you? How are your actions shaping your identity? There's only one you, and you are the only one who can shape your identity and your future. What are you going to do with it this year? It's Rosh Hashanah, and once again, the shofar has sounded to awaken us to the realities of life. We have an opportunity to begin again. It's not too late. So, who are you? I want to engage in those conversations with you. Call me, email me, text me. Coffee, tea, microbrew. We got to engage in these conversations. So your ride is here. I hope you'll join me. It's my honor to call forward. Sorry. He's giving me this look. The president of our congregation to first come up and to join us, Jack Holmes. Shana Tova Metuka.
Shana Tova. I mean, really, how are you supposed to follow that? I mean, call him up now? No, after when I will. Oh, you will? Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Shana Tova, everybody. To our choir director, Paul Zuhl, Cantor Reinwald, and Rabbi Cohen, thank you for such a beautiful and thought-provoking service today. It's just absolutely amazing. It's hard to believe that another year has gone by, and here we are again. Now, I spent a significant amount of time preparing my notes tonight, only to find out that everything is basically in here already. But I'll go ahead and highlight a few things, because there have been some changes from prior years. Tomorrow's services will start at 10 o'clock, with the children's service at 3:30, followed by a Tashlik service with apples and honey provided by our sisterhood. Thank you. Friday services start at 10 o'clock. We have Tashlik and Shabbat services Friday at 4:30 in Corona Del Mar. Where did they go for that? Anyway, we'll find out where you go for that.
To Corona Del Mar Beach. So
Somewhere in that 20-mile stretch, we'll be there.
No. Corona Del Mar Beach. Put it into your it's off of Marguerite and PCH.
Marguerite and PCH.
There's a parking lot there.
It's the parking lot in Corona Del Mar on the beach.
Look on the website. There'll be an address and a map. Honey, let's get to work on that later on tonight. Thank you. I love you.
So please remember that TBS is going to be dark Friday evening. Friday the 29th, we start Erev Yom Kippur and Kol Nidre service at 7. Then on Saturday the 30th, Yom Kippur starts at 10 o'clock with discussion groups starting at 1:30 following the morning service. Children's services will be at 2, and afternoon Yizkor Nila will be at 3:30. Sukkot starts October 4th, and we're going to have a lot of Sukkah events here at the temple. We're going to announce those soon. Simchat Torah is on the 11th with Yizkor services starting at 5, followed by a Simchat Torah celebration at 6. Let's see. Also, for those that you don't know already, our beautiful new yahrzeit boards have been installed. They're in the back hallway by the meditation garden. We're also doing our annual High Holy Day food drive. And do we have the bags here yet? I didn't see them when I came in. Well, if they're not here now, they will definitely be here. Awesome. Oh, great. Thank you. So please bring your non-perishable, non-expired food items and tomorrow at Shana Tova. Thank you.
So I know it does sound really strange to say, please bring your non-expired, I've got Octi coming up first too, the non-expired food, but I please, I know it's a great opportunity to clean out the cupboards. If we don't want to eat it when it's expired, why should we give it to somebody else? Just saying. So please, when you do, clear out your cupboards, but check. If it's expired, please don't include that because we cannot give those to the shelter. I appreciate that greatly. And as I like to say too, for Yom Kippur, bring in all the food that you would eat during those 24 hours, and so that way we can give it to others. It is my honor to call forward the president of our board of Octi, Orange County Temple Youth. There we go, Madeline Salvatierra, along with the entire Octi board. If you are on our board of Octi, our senior youth group, come on up, guys, because we are very proud of all of you. And to have them share with us what's going on with Octi. Shana Tova. I was going to say Shabbat Shalom, but Shana Tova.
So my name is Madeline Salvatierra, and I am this year's Octi president, and this is our Octi board. Octi stands for Orange County Temple Youth, and we are the teen youth group here at Temple Beth Sholom. And our events are typically for 9th through 12th graders, but this year we're inviting 8th graders to almost every event. And we're not just a few teens hanging out at Temple, we're leaders and we're friends, and I'm proud to be leading 10 other teens on Octi board this year. We organize events about once a month, and you can come to as many or as few events as you'd like, but we hope you'll come to lots of them. Our kickoff event earlier this month had 24 teens come, and we are so excited to see what Octi will do this year. If you have any questions or would like to join or find out about an event, you can email Jody Kaufman. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now, if you all will stay right here with us, because as our teen leaders, you bring us so much sweetness and joy. So, Cantor, if you'll come and join us, please, and bring the Kiddush cup over. And we are going to turn now for our Kiddush for Rosh Hashanah in our prayer books. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Leads me to turn my pages.
On which page is our Kiddush?
79.
Page 75. 79, excuse me. Thank you. Stuck together there. And we invite everyone to please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר בחר בנו מכל עם, ורוממנו מכל לשון, וקידשנו במצוותיו, ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה. את יום הזיכרון הזה, יום תרועה, מקרא קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ודברך אמת וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה אדוני. מלך על כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל, ויום הזיכרון. אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
As we continue with Aleinu L'Shabech, page 82, will you please open our ark doors?
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים
We remain standing as our thoughts turn to those who are no longer with us. The light of life is a finite flame. Like our sacred candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full, but as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. As we remember all of those whom death has taken from us in recent days, those who died at this season in years past, our hearts open as well to the wider circle of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. As we join together, page 90, Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah v'vorach le'elam v'lomei omaya, Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitva'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudusha b'richu. Le'ela u'le'ela mikol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam arab amin shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. May the source of peace bestow peace upon all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say, amen. I invite you to turn to page 94 for Adon Olam. And if you know it, put the books down, put your arms around somebody. Quick, another housekeeping. If you borrowed a book for this evening, please do us a favor. Please leave it here, or even help our guys out. Please put them back in the racks where you first enter. Please don't take them home. That way we have them tomorrow and forward for those who don't have them. Thank you so much. Let us join together with our wonderful choir, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Hashem Malach, B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa v'chefso kol, Azai Lelech Shemo Nikra, Le'acharei kivot hakol, Levado Yimloch Nora. Shilo lehachbira, veli reshit, veli tachlit, velo ha'oz ve'ha'misra, vehu eli v'chai go'ali, v'tzur chevli v'tzara, vehu nisim u'manosim, v'nat kosit b'yom mekra, v'yado af kimuchi, Ve'etishan ve'ahira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira.
Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu shetchadesh aleinu shana tova u'metuka. Our God and God of our ancestors, eternal God of all generations, may your presence in our lives this new year renew our spirits and renew our strength. May it be a good year. May it be a sweet year. L'shana tova tikatevu v'techatemu. May you be inscribed and sealed for a good year. Shana tova.